into the Philippians and become one out there needs to hear theme, before they meet the same mistakes this one is. Also a warning just the different kind brendound us. 63 years old, he's from Limerick in the west of Ireland. He spent 31 years working on the flour of the pharmaceutical packaging plant, and he is by his own description not the particularly interesting man. He's just accurate, but something happened right. So, packed, you noticed them when we met young, got married young, bought a small house, had our daughter, the usual round of the ings, 26 years, not unapply years, not particularly, just years, and she left me for the man 3 doors down. His name was Paul. I'm not going to say his surname. He had red car, we'd been over for dinner once. I lent him socket wrench 2019, never got back bothered. Josiah still if honesty marriage ending could process socket wrench. Knows something about socket wrench didn't find out way might expect. Very calm about by Thursday of that, not cruel. Lee, nobody was cruel. But, and they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the redundancy package to anyone who was to get it. And they offered the never was. The Monty just sat there accumulate for. We cause him never got round to do anythings with it. And have reputation and the down that haven't earned and can't shake. Wasn't depressed to be clear about that. Wasn't fallen the parts. Was just hollow suppose is the world. Not drummantly hollow quickly going through the days in the riddy order, but not particularly invested in any of them. Someone who moves Philippines doing walk through their apartment watched in forum. The most important thing Stig did was to be in my Limerick for 4 months and read the story before open my mouse, or spent €1 to explain what that read was actually. Lucky not because the marganet as academart was more lucky. Whenever you do the quantity checks and you'll look for, after a while, you stop thinking about, spent 2.8 million pesos, which is roughly 45,000 euros, and when the relationship ended, the house stayed, because legally it had to. The land wasn't hus, the house wasn't hus, nothing was hus. He posted a photography of it, nice house actually. He put little Filipino flag emoji at the end of hus post. That seemed perfectly reasonable. Then, turned out they'd both been sending money to the same woman in Cebu for 14 months. They'd never met, they were from different countries. The woman had photographs of both of them on her fact book, in separate albums. Neither set visible to the author. That level of organization. That's not amateur work. I'd read all of it. I'd read it carefully. The way it used to read the compliance documents at the plant. Not looking for loopholes, just trying to understand where the failures happened. But here's the things an Americans retired. Teacher from Galloway of all places who'd written a long measured post about what had worked for him and what hadn't, and it wasn't sensational at all, it was just honest practical listed mistakes nearly made and avoided them. Post read twice about 3 months. This started keeping notes right and notes small. Notebook found kitchen drawer things like stone. Yes. Thinking of visiting Cebu for 3 weeks in March. Any advice for first timer who doesn't want to do anything stupid? That last parte was deliberate one. Wanted pipely to know I'd done some reading. That wasn't arriving with my eyes shut and my wallet open. The post got handful of replies. Most were fine accommodation suggestions, area recommendations, the standard warnings about the tourist bars along Mango Avenue. One reply was younger than, "I'm not going to tell you, it's all terrible or all woundful, it's neither, come and see for yourself, just go slowly." Whole thing cost about €780, return modest clean, 2 wasn't there for luxury. Told my daughter 2 was going on. Holiday she said, where I said, the Philippines. There was pause on the phone that I recognized as her trying to decide how to phrase the next question. She said, is this because of the divorce? Dad, to said, to suppose it was partly. Yes, she said, okay, just be careful, to said, to intended to, that was, that. Then, he was around 70 lean, with the kind of tan you get from years rather than holidays, and he looked like man who'd if you've ever wondered what real love feels like after heartbreak, drop a comment, I'd love to hear your story too. Made his peace with something long time back, and stop weather. After a while, Fergal asked, what? When 3 main 1, 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 when 3 main 1. That there was the first week, just, which, gathered, down past, the second week Fergal invited me to lunch. There were 4 or 5 of us, from, outside of Filipinos. She was working remotely. She asks the question about the prowess that suggest that she'd actually bean't listening rather, that wait for her to speak. So asks the question back. We talk about works for probably 40 minutes. It occurs to me now, that is describe this converse to several people's sense, and they all finds it slightly strange, that 2 peoples who will eventually ends up lives to get their first converse. Discount shifts patterns and transcription software, but there was Lashon at May, then landed Shannon. Early morning grey drizzle way Shannon airport matter, professional obligation got tax back, house, same course, 3 week away, doesn't change, house TT, but, what? Sometimes just say shed B in her kitchen in the apartment shed rented near T Park. I recognize the area, from my walks with the coffee in her hairsill, slightest damp from the shower. I'd be in my kitchen in Limerick with the garden visible through the window. We talked about T Saint Tinge. We talked about 8 Davina's table her work. Deadlines my eye garden which I'd stated actually attending tea. Irish weather complained about Atlanthandy, with specific exemplar she asked about my daughter early. On not Eustace she came back to taste, how she was getting on. Remembered details from what he'd said. The previously noticed. She listened, that, she taught, plainly, the way you'd, because, and im not sure im do it justice. But, the forum head, bein' full of stories about men, who'd been told, and version of someone's life rather than the actuave version, and found out, the difference, at considerably experience. May was doing the opposite. She was handing me the full picture before it asked to see it. So and she was doing it at the point where Ad'n sense her. And she'd no financial reason to manage my impressions. You can't fake that. Or if you can, it requires of level of strategic patents that frankly respect more that it concerns me. Did not sends Monty in that hold periode. 6 months. Not euro. She did not asks. This was not consciously construction. It was just, The forum that the asks patterns only established compounds. In no to establish it, but caution was, at that point, she was genuinely devout. Yes, yes, she asks. The ferry from Cebu to Tagbilaran. 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 Watched Cebu get smaller bind as in boho come up slowly head, and thought about the fact that I was 62 years old, and doing something I'd never done, and wasn't sure to could name May was. Quiet on the crossing, not withdrawn, just settled. She had her phone out, but wasn't really looking at the some point, she sighed. My parents are not very mod, erne people, aside nor am. She considering this, she said, they will be polite to you, they won't know, kute what to make of you. That was fine, she said. My father may not look at you directly for first day. That's not rudeness, that's this. She looked at me, for, mango trees, mango trees, mango trees, mango trees, mango trees. She held May. They stood when May introduced me around with patents and specificity, but did not comment on. But the food appeared on quantities that seemed designed for consequently, ate. The brother-in-laws came up on day 3. He was May's sister's housebound man, whose early 40s with the particular energia of Simone, whose ideas have a way been a slightly better in concept, that practice a mansion the sari store. Ideas, the way you float a things to see whether it floats hit like, if you believe second chances can be even better than the first, and who knows, maybe you'll find yours soon. Conversationally, without directed specifically at me hesade hebene looking to expand, that there was an opportune, she just redirect. On the 4th day, asks, May privately, what the raft will be to the raft to. She said this in the same pone she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pone she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcription rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcripting rats. Just in the same pony she used to kute her transcript. Does that work for you? Remember she was queer then, there was tears, she turned away lightly, which was embarrassment than else. But sorry, there was nothing, 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 there was you. Well, Well. What's harder to finds the account of what the pressure look like where it are res, and what it look like where it don't go. Will by February of years 2, and moved to Cebu properly not formally, 2 was on the exterminate to the Vasoon, which require the quick board up every few a month. Not accomplish, but it was lives there the first pressure arrived about 3 weeks, after is sat lid, and a bar. It never intend to go to, wasn't much of a barman in Limerick, and am not much of one in Cebu there, but Fergal had suggested a particular place near the waterfront for a quita beer, and a catch-up, and a weft Fergal left early. He had a commitment of sume kind, and a stead for a second San Miguel Becusea was comfortable. And not enough. That's when the British man sat down. And he introduced himself but ave forgot it. Which'll you somethings. He was somewhere in Husma Defties. Twidja Diver said he told me within about 4 minutes. With the general manner of so many who has processed, he went at it for solid hour. The thesis was strat for award all Filipino woman ope. The same way, the Thayan the first contribution of man, may was manage may with the sophistication was to nave too, and that he presented her on a 2 failed relationships, and the Philippians as data, rather than personal history, he was, and his argument held to get her. It was just burled entirely on the assumption that his experiment was universal, and anyone who disagreed was wrong, or not yet wise enough to know they are wrong. But, what? The parts about the roof being the first of manly, was the one worth examining, but it met him, in Limerick different pub same conviction, the certainty that your misfortune is everyone's future at walk home, and didn't think about it much further. The property question would handle differently, that one required actual steps rather than just clear thinking. Fergal had given me the name of Philippines attorney woman who worked regularly with foreign nation alls based in small office near the capital, made appointments sat across form about hour, half walked through land, own ownership rules, specifies forum post, quite replicate forum post professional liabilities attached. Summers could not own land, not under any circumstances, not through any arrangement that didn't carry significant legal risk, could own condominiums unit, but percentage of foreign-owned units on any building is capped, and availability varies. The mostly common workaround, putting property in partner's name. She described with neutralities that made Etty's dangers plain, without editorials more than once. May, title and May's name, which is the league reality regardless, but a have former lease agreement. Drawn up by the Philippians attorney, and sent to cop to my solicitor in library, who reviews it by M. Miley, and came back with 2 suggest amendments, of which we are incorporate the total to cross of the league works, was approach €800 for the document that protects the levers. Arrangement that intend to mand, indefinitely, consequent that reasonably the cousins meta, bullar of a, on the march may told me about it on the tupstay. Event matter of Ackley, the cousins have been the bulwas for the 5,000 place, about €720, and she was go to you the save. She wasn't asking me, she was the brother-in-laws, and he'd prepared subscribe and stay tuned. Next month, I'm flying one lucky subscriber out here to experience this magic for themselves. She said you don't never you build structures. You build structures. You build structures. You build structures. Because, May, works, from, she, yes, partly, she, gets, that from, me, or, she, does, she, spent, one day, she, spent, one day, she spent, there, because. 3 separate contributions toward May's parents' medical expenses over the 2 years, father's blood pressure medication and hospital stay under mother's eye procedure, totaling 87,000 pesos across all 3 occasions, roughly €1,400, few €100 here and there, falls under any reasonable definition of sharing life. Someone, flight change fee, birthday dinner, sister Antaga, Lauren Kettle, failed about €5,000.
I'm not going to tell you the Philippines is paradise, it isn't, particularly.
The trafficans Cebu is aginawan ordeal. The humidity in August is something I'm still not foully at peace with. The visa situation requires attention. Don't own the house in the legal sense, and a man adult who made that choice, with full information and a document my solicitor reviewed, that's the reality, can live with it. What'll tell you is this, and it's not glamorous, but it's what I actually know to be true. You get out of this what preparation you, and same anything. The man who come here with no understandings of the culture, no knowledge of the league landscape, no willings to move slowly, same of thems are fine, and same of thems lose everythings they have. The differ say as far as we can say is not lafay. The differ say as far as we can say is not lafay. The differ say as far as we can say is not lafay. Understanding that family obligation here is genuine and real and not automatically manipulaton, but also that it can be used as manipulaton, and you need to know the defense. The defense, Fergal told me, is whether she tells you about it before you ask, and whether she'd still be there if you sade no find someone with her own lafay, with her own uncalm and her own work and her own reason to get up on the morning that isn't you if the interior architecture of her existence depends on your continue financial participation. That's not as relationship, that's as a dependency, and a dependency are not comfortable for anyone. Such your limits in conversation, not in resentment. Say plainly what you can do and what you can't. It's much easier to have that conversation before anything's is established. The after get the lower, both here and at the 800 euros is spent. Was the 800 euros in this? Hold. In this. Hold. In this. Hold. That. Well. When we first spoke to him, if wasn't sure we have the scory at all. No betrayal, no collabs, no drama tech revelation in the small hour of the morning. Just cute a jarful man who did the reading, moves slowly, and ends up sume where he want to be. But if that is the scory, the one we don't ofty enough on this channel, because it doest have the momentum of disastry, doesn't have the kind of tension that keeps people watching. What to has instead is the specific list of decisions that made the difference, the 4 months on the forum, before the first flight, the introductional, through trusted contact rather than dating app, transparent about money. What would prepare to offer men limits, was stated plainly, early conversation rather than fine print, the league. Documented in that Hus solicitor revowed, and the partner who where her brother-in-laws came back with Hus proposal, and her cousin enabled helps and the pressure is Araveon, the way they always, Arave save no on the sure be, have without be asks. Not every story here ends, on laws sume of theme, and in house off novelle will with the lime, and the guard and the woman typer in the next. That's the real outcome. The results are the samey for everyone who cometh to the Philippines. Look for the same things. The results are 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 the same things. The results